whatever shape or form, because we've all experienced pain. Like, how did your pain help you on that journey? Was your pain the driving force? Was it the thing that wouldn't let you stop? Was it the thing that led you to see cancers in the first place? Like that's that dhukh, dhaaroo.
Absolutely.
That's when you realise, hold on, that was the medicine put in me. Why? Because you accepted it as such. There's plenty of other ways you could have struggled with it.
Yeah, and you're right, the acceptance happens later. Whilst you're struggling with it, it's painful and you can't see the lessons. But it's that pain that, again, I think when you've got the benefit of the faith in Guru, which is sometimes wavering, but it seems to come up at those deepest, darkest points where you have nobody left to turn to, where you cannot rely on this world anymore. You feel like even those closest to you, you can't trust. Whatever it is that helps you to detach a little bit from this illusion that we believe to be true, it forces you to search for the only truth that there really is. I feel it's like there's an intuitive knowing that the Atma, I guess, speaks.
I mean, there's that saying, like, when you can't go any lower, and I liken it to like a seed, right? So that seed has to break open for it to bloom. So, for me, when I was 100%, what you're saying is the only reason that I'm here and, where I feel like I am is because of Maharaj's Kirpa, because there was no Sikhi in my life. There was no spirituality in my life. It was, there was no blame involved. It was just, I was just getting on with, what we're programmed to think about. You get married, you have kids, you get a car, you get a house, you go on holidays. And then it was only through my pain that I was actually able to take a step back. But it was a painful journey. And like you're saying, Benji, I would wake up in the middle of the night in excruciating pain. And even though my husband is lovely and the children are amazing, even my in-laws are amazing, which, people say is rare, they still couldn't help me in that moment. In that moment when I was in the deepest pain, they couldn't do anything for me. So the only place that I could go to, that I could cry out to, was Guru. And it was whatever my understanding of what Guru was or what the universe was in that moment that was bringing me any solace. And it did start to, and you said earlier about everybody's got their miracles, and all of those miracles were coming out of that. And sometimes you have to kind of get to that point where the illusion has to break, and it's painful for that illusion to break. Just like, a butterfly coming out of, the cocoon, that's a little bit painful. They have to struggle through it. And I think they were saying, like, if somebody once helped the butterfly out of the cocoon and the butterfly died, because in order for it to get the blood flow into its wings, to get strong wings, it has to go through that struggle in order to become this butterfly. And in the same way, there's certain struggles, we don't know the reasons why. We have to go through them in order to come on this path and make that deeper connection. And again, this is the mindset series, and it's changing that mindset to, why is this happening to me, to this is happening for me. And we were saying, things might feel uncomfortable and they might feel painful, but, our kind of contemporary understanding is, okay, hide it, bury it, run away from it. That if you're feeling discomfort or pain, that you shouldn't be feeling that. Whereas actually, my current understanding is actually, that's where this stuff comes from, is be okay with the discomfort, be okay with the pain, and search beyond that. And then you'll find that kind of spiritual connection coming from that.
I think so, and for me, one of the things I think about in terms of spiritual connection, if we imagine a beach, and that beach represents the entirety of the universe, our world wouldn't even be one whole grain of sand on that beach. And then what are we relative to this world? So when we talk about that self, like, recognize the greater self as well, which is the one that's manifested as the universe, because that's who we are as well. That's our big form, that's that Paramatma, that Hari, that WhyGuru that takes form as Satguru, that is in every living being, that is immersed in every atom. And that's the importance of Simran and Barney. It reminds you of those things. So back to, one of the very first things you asked is, what if you're not connected with it? Just that you're doing it is amazing in itself. Like, don't strive for that connection or experience. Strive to become whole within yourself, and strive to understand and then implement. Understanding and implementing.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the full podcast on our second channel, BOS TV.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let's get it to 10k subs.